In this video, I'm going to try to give you a quick whirlwind tour of a new program called WebLink Captor. I'm going to start by loading a previous project file. You can see I've got a list of some bands and my comments on them with some extra stuff here. I'm going to first process this input to get it into a form suitable for the program to do web searches on it. So I'm going to go to the Manipulate tab. I've already pre-configured some stuff here and some operations to perform on the input. I'm going to just click this button here so we can see a sample of it. We can see what it's done. It's taken my original input, which looks like this, and converted it to search terms and displays. So when it prints out the results, it's going to use these as display labels, and these to search on. You can see I've added the word album, I've put the comments in parentheses, I've changed the case. Actually, I'd like to go and improve this. I don't want this all to be lowercase, so let me just show you here. I'm going to add a new script entry, change case. I'm going to say change to title case, everything. That's fine. Actually, no, we could just do the target label. So we're going to change the label to title case. Here's the one I just added, and actually I want to move this up a bit to perform before this lowercasing of my comments. Let's just run that and see what it looks like. Okay, so you can see I've title cased the display labels, the bands, left my comments lowercase, search terms have the word album added to it to improve the search. Okay, let's get to the search now. We're going to the search configuration tab. You can actually configure lots of different engines here to search and different configurations. I've just started here with this basic one to search the Google API. If we double click on it, we can edit this search and configure it more specifically. We can see we can choose between a couple different things here. If we have the Google API key, we could put it here. We could change the number of results. We could add additional arguments to restrict it to domains, countries, languages, whatever. All of these manipulations that you see, the text transformations, the searches, they're all done with back-end Python scripts, or you could use any scripting language. So it's very easy to extend the program and add new tools. Just configure a couple of new tool files, and the tools will show up in this drop-down list in the different tabs, and you can make your own scripting system. Okay, so I've enabled the Google Search API. Let's actually just run this here and see what happens. You can see it's running through the it performed the searches and generated this output. This is what the program output looks like. You can configure this in lots of different ways, but this is just the basics. You can see I've told it to create bbcode, which is a form syntax language. So it's actually produced this output for me to paste into my forum post. Just click this button to copy it to the clipboard. If I wanted to paste this list, and here's a little preview of it, and here's the HTML. If I wanted to paste this list on Wikipedia, for example, that doesn't use bbcode, that uses a form of markdown syntax, I would go in my output configuration tab, and you can see here's the one I've configured, and I could change this, or I could just add a new one, so I could more easily switch between them. So I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to say this is a generic output, but I'm going to say the format is going to be wiki, which is markdown, and let's just say 2 results per item. Let's see what this looks like, and now I'm going to click run. You can see there it is searching. It's actually not performing the searches again, it's using cached search results. And here you see now, here's the source in markdown Wikipedia Wikimedia format with 2 results per item. There's the HTML, and there's the preview. You can click these links to open them up in your browser. In fact, though, there's a more extensive output configuration here in the result grid, and let's go to that. What you're seeing here is the raw results as parsed from the search. The top levels are my items, and then under them are the actual web search results returned by whatever engine I selected. Here we have the title of the result. In this case, this is the title returned by Google. A score, which affects the ranking in the output, and the URL of the result, which I could now also double-click to quickly open in my browser, so very easy to quickly review these, and actually an excerpt from the web page, which you can't see well because the screen is so small here. Now, let's go back to the output configuration. Let's get rid of this Rmax so that it displays all our results. Let's run it again, and you can see now we've got our 4 results here. But let me just quickly show you some of the post-processing and filtering. If you look at some of these results, some of them are links to go shopping at CD Universe, and let's say I don't want those. Well, I've got a couple of options here. The first thing I could do is I could go into my result grid, and I could just uncheck these items. I'll uncheck this one, I'll uncheck this one, I'll uncheck this shop BBS item. Okay, you can see it's given them negative scores. If I now regenerate the output, you'll see it's actually removed those from my output. Okay, now that's fine. If you've got a small number of results, that's a reasonable way to do it. But if you're looking at a list of 1,000 items, you really would rather not manually go uncheck everything that you don't want to be in your list. So there are actually a whole different, there's a whole set of ways you can automatically tune your filter out stuff, and I hope people will create new scripts to more smartly filter the results and get results that are useful at the top. And one way to do that is in this score overrides tab, and you can actually see when I uncheck an item, it adds an entry into the score overrides table. And basically this says when you match this URL exactly, give it a negative score. And you can see I've actually added one on my own previously that favors all Amazon.com links. So this says whenever you get an Amazon.com link, give it a very high score. That will boost it up higher in the search results list, which is why these Amazon links are at the top. So let's go back in here and let's just make some quick changes. Let's just say anytime you get anything from CD Universe, give it a negative 200, and we'll do the same here for shop PBS, and we don't need this one anymore. And now if we regenerate output, we should see it's effectively eliminated those items. If we go to the result grid, we should see those CD Universe, these things have gotten negative scores now, as we would expect. And these will be remembered between runs, so if we now ever do a search, it's going to apply these penalties to these pattern matches. You could also add in a post-processing stage additional kinds. You could run scripts now to affect scores, to change the text, to modify the title case, whatever. You can do all sets of manipulations from this thing, from this tab. In fact, here's one. Let me add a post-processing step to add my Amazon.com affiliate tag. My tag, whatever. If you have an Amazon.com affiliate account, you'd put it here. Let's put that in. So now I've added a step to add an affiliate tag. Let's rerun this now. And let's take a look. It doesn't look any different, but if we look at the source HTML, we should see now that on all Amazon.com URL links, it's added this URL argument to add my tag to the link. So now when I post this on Wikipedia, which you really wouldn't want to do in real life, but if you posted it on your forum, whatever, now the links include your affiliate ID. And that's the basic use of WebLink Captor. Hopefully it'll be some use to bloggers and people who frequently post long lists on forums or on websites, blogs, etc. There you have it, WebLink Captor.